Hello everyone and welcome to World Leader Plays. My name is World Leader and this time I will be playing a playthrough in Hearts of Iron 4, which is a grand strategy World War II based game. And so yeah, it's horrible raining weather outside, it's early spring here in my home country, and what better to do than to play some video games. Alright, so I will try to narrate as much as possible of the game while we move forward and what each button does and so on. I might forget some in the heat of the game, and also English is not my native language, so don't mind if there is spelling mistakes, stuff like that everywhere in between. But so yeah, let's play. Alright, new game. So there's two scenarios you can choose from. One is 1939 August and the other is January 1936. I will start with 1936 because I want to modify my own army and stuff like that how I want. Here in 1939 they are generated. Alright, it's called The Gathering Storm. Dark times are coming. In Europe, Hitler has consolidated his power and his attention is now increasingly drawn beyond Germany's borders. Mussolini's Italy continues to embark on daring military adventures while the Empire of Japan stands poised to attack China in Asia. Almost 20 years have passed since the end of the Great War and the world has yet again been doused in gasoline. A single spark may be all it takes. Well said. Alright, select scenario. And I'm gonna go, there's multiple choices here, France, United States, but actually you can play with any country in the world at this point, if you want. But I'm gonna go, surprise surprise, with Germany. And Adolf Hitler as my leader, or dictator here. Alright, brief history. A new Germany has risen. 3 years have passed since the Weimar Republic was dismantled and replaced by Hitler's Third Reich. Economic stability has returned after the trying years of the Great Depression and mass unemployment has been dealt with. The military restrictions imposed on Germany by the Versailles Treaty are long forgotten, and the Wehrmacht grows stronger by the day. Another Weltkrieg is on the horizon. Alright, so Germany has a couple of traits. First of them is bitter loser. That means ideology drift defense plus 50%. That means that fascist is like strongly set in my country and that other countries trying to manipulate my political parties have plus 15% harder time doing that. Alright, general staff, which gives me division organization plus 5% and planning speed plus 25%. Then we have the MIFO bills. Alright, MIFO bills were promissory notes created by Hjalmar Schacht to enable the government to fund rearmament, acting through the balance sheet entity Metallurgische Forschungsgesellschaft to hide this rearmament from French and British eyes. These bills must be extended for 6-month periods or their recipients will have to be paid when they fall due. Alright, some faction focuses we can do: Anschluss of Austria, Danzig or war against Poland, revive the Kaiserreich. That would be dismantling Hitler and going back to the Kaiser stuff. I'm not gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with kinda historically, but I'm hoping the end result will be different. Alright, difficulty I'm gonna have as regular. This game is actually pretty hard, even though it's regular. So, and Iron Man mode, yes. Historical AI focuses, yes. So I want this game to follow the correct history as it was. And yeah, I guess there's nothing else to say right here. This is the Germany in 1936, or the German Reich, Poland, France, neighboring countries, Denmark, the Benelux here. Alright, let's get started. Let's see what happens. Alright, so there's plenty of things here in the beginning I'm gonna have to do. I have played this game quite a lot, so I know some basic stuff. That's why I might forgot to like explain something. But yeah, hopefully I'm not too confusing. Anyways, I have some fleets here in different locations. One here in Ostpreußen, which is Germany's region at this point of their time in the world. I'm gonna move all my fleets into Mecklenburg naval base. I have some here. We'll return to the fleet a little later. I just want to move them all to one location here in the beginning. Alright, that's dealt with. Then I want to grab all these divisions here. Now you can see there is 3 tank divisions, 3 of Panzer Division, SS Division, infantry divisions. I can see here that my basic infantry division consists of 9,600 manpower, so about roughly 10,000 units. Has a support artillery company and an engineer company and infantry battalions, 9 pieces. That's 10,000 units. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab all the divisions I have here in the mainland of Germany, so-called, and I will create an army that mounts up to 26 divisions. Now I will choose out of here 1 Panzer Division and 2 infantry divisions and split them into another army. That is because I know there will erupt a civil war in Spain between the nationalists and the Republicans, because it follows the path of their history. So I'm gonna send volunteers there, and this 3 division army will be that volunteer force, because I want the nationalists to win there, of course, because they can be my future allies, and instead Republicans would be my future enemies. Now this army I'm gonna move in front line with Poland to start with. I have some more divisions here, but we'll return back to those later. Now I will organize my air fleet, which are located right now in 5 different airports. I will put them all here in Niederschlesien, which can mount up to 1,200 airplanes. Let's move them all there. Nobody's moving yet because I haven't pressed continue time. Other stuff. We have research slots available. We have 4 of them. Now, here in research there's weapons and equipment, mobile infantry, then there's support companies. If I do a research ahead of time, like this is 1939, it will have a time penalty, so it's not worth always doing those good technologies, because it's maybe more worthwhile waiting for the correct year. Tanks, the Panzer III, Leopard, historical tanks which served actually. Currently I have as light tank the Panzer II in my Panzer divisions. Artillery, land doctrine, I already have 1 technology here to start with. It's the mobile warfare doctrine, so I can't research any of these others. I will have to go down the mobile warfare doctrine research tree. Naval, ships, looks good. Navy class, stuff like that. Bismarck class. We'll see if we ever get to the point where we actually can start building ships and be a competitor in the sea. I doubt that. And we have the naval doctrine tree too, and we already have here also 1 research, that's a trade interdiction. air. We have different airplanes here. Currently our fighter is the Bf-109, Messerschmitt Bf-109. We have the Heinkel 111 as tactical bomber, some strategic bomber. Heavy fight we haven't got yet. Then there's the air doctrine. Right here we have also researched one already, and that's the battlefield support research tree, so we can only go down here. Anyways, and then we have engineering and industry. I'm gonna start with getting from the industry. On the production research tree, the basic machine tools gives me production efficiency cap plus 10%, which in turn makes my factories 10% more efficient. So definitely worth getting. Then I will continue in the industry and get construction 1. Construction speed plus 10%, factory repair speed plus 10%. Then from engineering I will get electronic mechanical engineering. Time to research 84 days. Gives me research speed plus 2% and enables central range finding. Alright. Then I have one here which I am not sure where I should put it, but I am gonna put it on the heavy fighter of 1936, which is the Messerschmitt Bf-110. Yep. Then we have some free civilian factories. Civilian factories are used in trade and in building things into your country, and I'm gonna start off by building civilian factories, 3 pieces of them. Then I'm gonna build 2, 3, 4, 5. Now there's a certain amount of building slots in these regions, but I probably won't have any problem with those in here in the beginning at least. Yeah, so 5 military factories, then synthetic refineries. This building provides the state with 1 rubber and increases fuel gain from refineries to 48. Fuel gain will be modified by 10% to a total of 52.80. Fuel refining 1, which I already have, it's a research, gives plus 10% add-on. That I will build these. Also 5 pieces. Then I will add 1 fuel silo to that, which increases my fuel capacity, cause that's like stuff I will need a lot. At some point, as we know in history, it will start getting problematic to get oil and rubber, which are important factors in producing and keeping your war machine going. Anyway, that's how we start building. Then no divisions in basic training. I will start by training. See, when you assign general into an army, you, let me see, let's get just Maximilian von Weich here, cavalry leader, experience factor 100%. It caps at 24 armies, and these can be attached to an army group which is led by a field marshal, and the field marshal can have 5 armies under his control. But right now, as you can see, we only have 1 here, so let's not assign them to a new army group yet. But so as they are capped at 24, I'm gonna train, hold on, a few tank divisions, 3 tank divisions from 4 to 5, 5th and the 10th Panzer Division, alright, and 20 infantry divisions. So that will create 1 army for me. Now they are gonna need a lot of equipment before they can even start training. I have the manpower, but I miss infantry equipment, support equipment, artillery. That's what I'm gonna use my military factories for. I have a different production lines here. And as you can see, I am right now about 20,000 guns short for having my armies full of equipment, also those in recruitment. I will put 3 factories in producing more weapons, 1 factory in support equipment, 2 factories in towed artillery, and now because of those 3 tank divisions I also need about 700 light tanks as well as some cars. Let's put 1 on the cars, and here in the fighter, right now in the field we only have the old model fighters, so we need about 280 Bf-109s to be like, to have the new ones on the field. They will be on the field as they are produced, and the old ones will return to reserves, so it doesn't really matter as long as they are produced. Also here, tactical bombers we need to upgrade 400. Now that's all the military factories I have, but I'm gonna build some soon, so I'm gonna put 2 more factories working on tanks, they are not ready yet. 2 more on fighters. 3 more on the Stukas. Or 2 more? How much do I want them? And 3 more on the tactical bomber Hangar 11. And yeah, as you can see right now we are producing 76.62 guns a day. I will now... Then we have a national focus. And I'm gonna... There's different options here. These are like the historical fate of Yugoslavia, Danzig or war around Maginot. We will come to all those later. But this is probably the most important here to start with, is the Anschluss of Austria. But for that I need at least 550,000 manpower in divisions on the field. Right now I have free manpower, 1.13 million. And I have in the field 270,000 units. In training, the army I made, 210,000. Right now I have 2.5% of eligible core population available in my army. That can be changed later. It's the laws and governments here, which can be changed by political power. I have the limited conscription as my conscription law. It can be changed to extensive conscription, gives 5% of my population, service by requirement 10%, all adults serve 20 and 24% scraping the barrel, but they will have some negative effects in other ways. So I'm gonna start off by having the national focus Rhineland. You can see here the region of Rhineland is demilitarized after the Great War and the Treaty of Versailles. I'm gonna have that militarized again. It takes about 70 days. I'm gonna stop producing anything with these dockyards which I used to build ships. Like that. And then I need some resources. I need rubber. We can get that from the Dutch East Indies for now, but when I'm at war with the Allies we won't. Alright, so I'm moving my armies now, and I'm gonna skip time with 5 times speed. I was doing that to wait until my fleet is here. I will merge the fleet I have here. Then I will create a new task force. And have all submarines in that. So now you can see I have 14 submarines right now. I think I want somewhere about 15 submarines operating in the Atlantic Sea. So now I'm gonna build ships, submarine, with all the factories I can. That's 10 out of 10. I want them to spawn here too, in Mecklenburg. And we will produce, what I had, 14. So 36 pieces. After those are done, we'll use the dockyards to build something else. Now I have all the air fleets here. I will also here merge all air wings. So I have about 400 tactical bombers, 18 Stukas, 240 old fighters, and 4 transports. And these units have reached the front line here, but let's not do anything else with them yet. Let's just skip time faster. So it's January, things are calm, nothing much happening. I have one more air fleet here, but it's naval bombers. I will have them operating here, so I don't want them to move anywhere yet. Alright guys, I'm just gonna grab a refreshment here. Alright. This indicates there's a decision available, and it's the MIFO bills. We need to renew them. Costs me some political power, but I have to do that. That keeps like producing cheaper than it would be without it. Alright, so it has happened. The Spanish Civil War. A civil war has erupted in Spain. Several generals seeking to overthrow the current government in Madrid have issued a pronunciamiento, and a large portion of the Spanish armed forces have answered their call to arms. This right-wing nationalist faction has occupied much of Spain, including the overseas territories. Loyalist forces and volunteers have assembled under the left-wing Republican government, determined to resist the putsch to their last breath. The battle for Spain has begun. Alrighty. First of all, I'm gonna deploy some of these units even though they are not fully trained, because the more divisions I have on the field, the more I am able to send as volunteers. So let me go into diplomacy here with nationalist Spain and Francisco Franco and send volunteers. Alright, you have... Alright, my total number is limited to 2. Limited by your number of divisions. So I'm gonna unassign one division from here. Let's unassign the Panzer division. We will send more units there as soon as we deploy. Oh, wrong button. Send volunteers. National Spain will allow our volunteer force. That's great. So they are in transfer. It will take some time. Let's have these units also spawn in Schleswig Holstein. We can skip time a little more faster. Alright, the remilitarization of Rhineland. Germany has stationed troops in Rhineland territory close to the French border in clear violation of the Treaty of Versailles. The local population cheered the German soldiers on, while the diplomatic reactions from France and Britain have so far been muted. It is no more than Germans walking into their own backyard, a political commentator in Britain observed. Alright, so Rhineland is done. It's no longer demilitarized. Great. Next up, I will boost my industrial growth, which is the 4-year plan. We need an ambitious plan to provide for the rearmament and ultimate self-sufficiency of the nation. This should be achieved within the next 4 years. And now I can modify my government. I have political power. I can add political advisors, military high command, change some laws. And I'm gonna add a political advisor here. There's different guys here. Some of these I can get through national focuses. But anyway, I'm gonna add Martin Bormann. He will give me political power gain plus 15%. So he's a silent workhorse, so I will get that. And in the meanwhile, my 2 divisions have arrived here in nationalist Spain. And there's already a nice pocket here of enemy units. Let's go take this one out first. This war against Spain will give me some precious army experience, which will be used in modifying my armies. There's also one national focus I want to do as fast as I can, and that's the treaty with the USSR, because it reduces a head of time penalty by 2.0 years and gives a 100% research bonus for the Panzerkampfwagen 3, which is the medium tank here. This one. I will want that as fast as I can into production. You have no intel on this combat. Alright, now we have. So it's green, we are winning. Once this reaches 100, the enemy army will have to retreat. And I am gonna conquer that small region there. Same thing here, we can't get any intel. But yeah. Here, current wars. There's an Italian war on Ethiopia, which is going on right here. Italy, it was going on when the game started. And then there's the Spanish Civil War. Here I can see casualties already. 6,000 units for Republican Spain, 3,000 for National Spain so far. I can't lose Spain to Republicans or the communists. Alright, we got the electronic mechanical computing. Electronic mechanical engineering. Now let's get mechanical computing. Gives me an additional research speed of 3%. Takes 205 days. So yeah, again, we are slowly producing stuff. These divisions are coming up. Anyway, this is gonna be the one army coming up in Hamburg. I'm gonna train another one. We can train at most 274,000 men, capped by maximum power in the field. So I can't train anymore there. 1 panzer unit. We'll add later so it becomes a full army. Well, we can go back to see how this war goes on here. Skip time a little faster. So the orange is Nationalist Spain and the yellow is Republican Spain. And I can see what my losses are here. I haven't lost any units yet in the Spanish volunteers. But I can see here, yeah, 9,000, 6,000 lost, both nations. Alright, we're about to win it. Once it reaches 100, the enemy will have to retreat. Let's take out Bilbao. It's a pretty even battle. There's also a nice pocket here. Hopefully they can hold it. My allies, nationalist Spain, I mean. But yeah, usually when troops get trapped into pockets, there's a lot of losses. And yeah, but when my troops are like this and attacking and so on, and even though they would be defending, like when troops lose units, they will be automatically refilled and reinforced by the free manpower I have here. So I could lose roughly 1 million units here if it was to. They would be refilled until it hits 0. That's when they are not refilled, and then they would actually lose pretty many men. But there are, I mean, still units dying and so on. But yeah, that's a different thing. That we'll come back to it in the game. So it's not always like necessary to have a big army in the field, cause you still need to reinforce those who die from the free manpower, and the less free manpower you have if you have a bigger army in the field. So it's like the reserves. I have 970,000 units in reserves. Right, we're attacking the pocket here. 17,000 people killed for Republican Spain, 14,000, 15,000 for Nationalist Spain, which are my allies. Alright, we have enough political power to modify government again. I will get Rudolf Hess. If I remember correctly, he was a close friend of Hitler's. Silent Workhouse, another one who gives political power gain plus 15%. I want a lot of political power. There's some attrition present here. And the organization is very low. Too low to even fight. Alright, we got the basic machine tools. And now here in industry we can select from 2 different options. The dispersed industry or the concentrated industry one. Now dispersed industry is less vulnerable to bombing, but concentrated industry is more effective but more vulnerable to bombing. But I am confident I will have full air control over wherever I conquer. So I will get concentrated industry 1.
Auf geht's!
Now if I deploy some more of these units onto the field, will I be able to maybe send? How many can I send now? More volunteers? 3. Well, we'll send the tank division. No, now it will be Army 3, but for now only. It will join up with the other guys once they reach Spain.
Abstand halten.
Alright, so we need to gather some organization here. It's not necessarily good. Max organization 53. Hourly recovery 0.15. Alright, let's make a new push
Ausrücken!
against that one division. XIX Brigada Internacionales, Republican Spain. It's funny how most of these divisions are named, it's so very detailed. Alright, we got the 4-year plan. Gives 2 times 100% research bonus for industry. Someone available as political advisor. But next up, let's get autarky. Because these technologies here are pretty good. The Hermann Göring Werke and so on. Against national spirit autarky, which grants military factory construction speed plus 10%, civilian factory construction speed plus 10%. Let's get that one. Takes 70 days again. It's only 1936, so we can easily focus on doing or improving the industrial side of the country. Alright, yeah, slowly taking out that pocket. And now my tank division has arrived here. Let's join them with that army and make them attack there. It's the mountains here that are causing a little attrition, I think. Alright, Italy took one state, Ethiopia was annexed. That happened here. So this region of Ethiopia is now Italy's. Good for them. Have I lost any units here? 70 soldiers have died.
Zuhören!
Alright, we are pushing nicely now,
Ausrücken!
surrounding some of their units. There's also other volunteers from other countries. There's a small pocket in Malaga too getting overrun, hopefully. Soviet Union has some volunteers. Damn those Soviets. Anyway, so this army which got here in Hamburg, I'm gonna send in to Ostpreußen, or the Eastern Prussia region, once they are in this harbor town of Hanover. Alright. And I will create an army here out of these units. Put them in border with Poland. Alright. Got a couple of technologies. We got the heavy fighter. And something else too. Let's see that. I have a research bonus 100% on these because of the focus I did. So I'm thinking, let's get the improved machine tools. Gives me yet another production efficiency gap plus 10%, so my factories can operate at a higher speed. That would be this one, production efficiency. Right now 52. 60% is the cap. Each time I take away or add factories here, they will have to like start to get on speed, so called. Like if you remove a whole production line and then add a production line to that again, they will have to get it started before it is working in maximum speed. So that's, yeah, it's increasing 0.067% per day here, and it's capping at 60%. Right now at 53. Alright, just to give you a small idea. We could also get... We have one more technical research slot. Yeah. We could get the 1918 infantry equipment or weapons and equipment, which we haven't yet got. We have the Carabiner 98, but we should get the heavy machine gun and the mortar. Gives my infantry divisions a lot of boosts. Alright, let's skip time again. Oh, there's some surrounded units here of the Republican Spain. That's good. They will be overrun.
Ausrücken!
Which makes them lose a lot of manpower. They have lost 56,000. Republican Spain at 40,000. Right, let's take out this last pocket. Then I think we should move either towards Madrid or Barcelona. Thinking Madrid would be maybe better. Not sure. Yeah, let's take this pocket out first. I mean, actually, I would want the war to be over as soon as possible, because each Spaniard which is killed here is out of the future ally I will have of nationalist Spain, if I even win the war though. But so yes, you see, we have some fighters in reserves, and that's like the fighters that are being replaced by the BF 41, 45 old model fighters, and then some Stukas which we are producing, and old strategic bombers or tactical bombers, I mean, which are being replaced by Heidel 111. Alright, we arrived here. I think we might as well skip time. Now we're fighting against a Russian division here.
Achtung! Ausrücken!
One there. Give my
Angetreten!
units a little time to get... Let me see. Let me deploy more units again. Let me see if I can send any more. Now these units don't have full training, so, but that doesn't really matter. They will get it later. These guys I can deploy because they don't have enough equipment. So that leaves me with 8 divisions and 2 panzer divisions still coming up. Alright, we can modify government again. Now we can add a research and production line here. Click to add industrial concern. IG Farben, industrial research bit. Electronics, group industrial concern, industrial research speed plus 10%. We'll take that one there. And yeah, how many can we send now of volunteers? 4. Wow, so we can send one more.
Bereit zum Ausrücken!
It shall be this 20th Infantry Division.
Befehle!
So we got the autarky. Next up, I want to move here. Hermann Göring Werke, KDF-Werken both give me 6 civilian factories, which gives me again more construction speed. And after that I get the extra research slot, which is awesome. So I'm gonna go with that. I could do the Anschluss, I have enough manpower. But I feel like the extra research slot is pretty important in this game.
Ihre Befehle!
US Congress passes Neutrality Act. So it's just about not getting involved in any European wars anymore. You know what? We'll head to Madrid with this army.
Ausrücken!
Let's see, what are the casualties now? Republican Spain almost at 100,000 units lost. Nationalist Spain 60,000. I bet we have to do the MIFO bills again. The one division came to Spain. Let's add them into this army.
Angetreten!
Let's have them all attack Madrid. Now see, a country surrenders when it loses enough victory points, which are cities. Republican Spain is 17% towards capitulation. It controls 86% of victory points and will capitulate when it has 20% or less. So we'll take Madrid from them. Now we have actually lost 2.7 thousand German troops in Spain. Alright. The 11th Olympic Games were recently held in Berlin. Attended by athletes from 49 different nations across the world, the 1936 Summer Olympics are the first in history to have enjoyed limited live television coverage. The Games were a significant propaganda victory for the German regime, which spent lavishly on the event. German athletes saw the most success, winning 33 gold medals, while the Americans came in second with 24. Four of these were won by Jesse Owens, the single most successful athlete of the Games. Alright, nice history lesson. But yeah, we'll try to create a pocket here again, leaving 2 divisions trapped. That way they can't retreat and they will lose all their units. Which again, probably Republican Spain is already suffering from manpower. So they will have less units against me. Let's see, what's the capitulation now after I took Madrid? Oh, now Republican Spain is 67% towards capitulation. Capitulation equal to surrendering. This pocket here is breaking out a little. Right, we might skip time a little faster. But the idea, I think, like, is right now we should get Barcelona. It has the most victory points.
Zuhören!
Maybe I should head there after taking out this Soul division. Yeah, so let's make this guy go to Barcelona.
Ausrücken!
I have already gained nicely army experience. So the tank divisions are missing something. Cause the orange line here stands for equipment they need, and these guys have full equipment, but the panzer divisions are lacking some. Waiting for equipment to be produced and delivered. 90 light tanks. So alright, so they have successfully destroyed 99 tanks. Well, let's head straight to Barcelona. Alright, we have enough political power to modify the government again. Let's get a material designer. Artillery designer. Don't feel that is important. Motorized equipment. No, we'll get the Mauser infantry equipment. Research bonus plus 10%. Alright, another technology. The improved machine tools. Next up. Maybe we should get... Oh, I don't know. Here in the... When you have the tanks can be modified into having, for example, anti-air, anti-tank, and artillery, like towers on them. So I'm gonna get for my light tanks, I'm gonna get the Vespe, the SDKFZ 124 Vespe. It takes only 42 days, and is very effective against infantry units. Soft attack. How many attacks the unit can make versus enemies with low hardness. Alright, so yeah, soft attack increases with that. We'll get that and we'll start producing them and we'll add them to my production line. Now also the heavy fighter I researched. I also want somewhere 3 factories working on that after I get them done. And constructing some.
Ziel anvisiert.
There's a lot of divisions guarding this area. Republican Spain has lost 135,000 units. National Spain 85. Alright, we got the Hermann Göring Werke. Gave me 5 more civilian factories. Oh, no, 6 more, I mean. Oh, did it? Yeah, it added 2 civilian factories in 3 different states. Now let's get the KDF one. Gives me additional 6 more civilian factories. After those refineries, I want to build another 6 more military factories, and after that another 5 refineries. Was that 5? Yeah, 5. And then 1 more silo after that. Let's see what situation is going on here.
Ausrücken!
Let's attack Barcelona.
Ausrücken!
4 divisions defending Barcelona. Right, we got the concentrated industry one. Let's get construction 2, since I have the 100% bonus on it. Construction speed plus 10%. Now there's 2 technologies coming up within a week. So like that, we got the MGS-08 and later the Minenwerfer. Next up, I'm thinking... Yeah, we're doing that good. Interwar artillery could be a nice addition since I have artillery company in each of my infantry divisions. So that gives some bonuses for them. Alright, 2 days and mechanical computing is done. Maybe I should get... I need these oil processing and rubber processing technologies too. But what's the best right now? Let's get the radio. Gives me reinforce rate plus 5%. How are we doing here? Pretty nicely. I think the enemy is starting to lose. Yeah, they nearly don't have enough organization and they also don't have any product equipment. I can see from the small orange line. Alright, so we have Barcelona now. How close are they to... It's 96% towards capitulation. And I have insufficient resources. That's because some of these factories are being built and they are producing airplanes. Airplanes require rubber. That will be a problem in the future to get rubber. Let's get that from Dutch East Indies. That will require 1 civilian factory from me. So I guess we only need to take like that city. We might win it. Nope. Hold on. It's 98 towards capitulation. Tortosa then. Let's leave 1 division there defending.
Ausrücken.
Just need 1 more city, probably.
Ausrücken. Ihre Befehle?
It's taking some time. 99% towards capitulation. Alright, so got the Vespe KFC 124 Vespe, which is the artillery modification of the Panzer II. Now I'm thinking maybe dive bombing or concentrated industry 2 or excavation. Yeah, let's do the excavation one since I have a bonus on that. It takes only 79 days. That lets me dig up more research, brain freeze, more resources I have in my nation. I can choose the resource map mode and I can see here I have aluminium, tungsten, aluminium, steel, but not a lot of oil. Some oil in Hanover, but not enough. Alright. So combined somewhere around 100 80,000? No, 280,000 Spaniards have been lost in this war.
Ihre Befehle?
So many dead.
Ausrücken!
Don't you think it's over after get that city? They don't have almost any regions left. Alright. That did it. My volunteer forces are in transfer, and here we have it, the end of the Spanish Civil War. With the surrender of last Republican strongholds, the Spanish Civil War has come to an end. The nationalists stand victorious and a new era has begun for Spain. The war-torn country has suffered greatly in the fighting and there is much rebuilding to be done. And of course, nationalist Spain, they are fascists, which could make them a potential future ally for me. Anyway, I think with the end of this war, I think it's good point to stop the episode here. And we'll get back next time and see how we prepare for other issues. For example, the Anschluss and stuff like that. Alright, see ya guys, my name is Worlded.